Over 2,800 people have made it into the 2 Comma Club by making at least $1 million in their business. And you get the opportunity to understand exactly how it is that they have done it on an individual by individual basis through this podcast. If you're interested in learning more about the tidbits and advice that they have, then you should consider subscribing to the 2 Comma Club newsletter, where you'll get daily updates and advice on the podcast and the things that we are learning from the individuals who have made at least $1 million. Just go to 2ccnewsletter.com or click the link in the description down below and subscribe. Welcome back to the 2 Comma Club podcast. Today, Chris and I are joined by Eric Forner. Eric has a really interesting backstory that I'm excited for you guys to learn about today. Basically, he started from construction, made his way into affiliate marketing, and then from there, he now does a lot of help with the B2B space. So, Eric, if you could kind of give us the top down of your backstory and where you started and where you're headed today, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you very much, John. And I'm horrible at names. I talk to many people, John and
So,
what was your name again?
Chris.
Chris. That's John and Chris. Okay, I'll remember that's my brother's name. So, anyways, John and Chris. Yeah, it's an honor to be here, 100%. As I've done a lot of these types of podcasts and shows, just trying to get my message out there, as well as trying to help other communities grow their communities and put the word out about positivity and what else it is. But my background starts kind of not really similar to anybody else's. I was born and raised in the city of Sin, Las Vegas, Nevada. Grew up on the streets of a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. So there was two white families in my neighborhood out of probably, I would say, 10 city blocks total. And it was predominantly Hispanic. This is where I grew up. Lots of fights. Eventually at the end of it, I ended up becoming friends with a lot of the gang members there. I never became a gang member, but I dressed like a Hispanic gang member when I was 14 years old. Either way, kind of just grew up into that kind of limbo thing. Wasn't really raised by my parents for the most part. My dad and mom were divorced when I was 2 years old. And so it was typically the people in the neighborhood and other people's families. I'd come home, cops be there, whatever. I wouldn't even go home. So I just go to my friend's house. So it's just kind of the way it was. And I fended for myself. So I was out of the house at 15 and a half. I had my own apartment. Was it legal money? Absolutely not. It was just me hustling on the streets of Las Vegas, doing what I had to do. But I had an apartment. I had my own car at 15 and a half years old. I had a permit and all these different crazy things were going on for me. And I was doing it all myself. So either way, things, started to become a struggle as a kid. Influences started coming into my life. I started getting more into the deeper drugs, I guess you could say. Around 17, 18 years old, I started picking up alcohol and I started leaving behind, the weed for the most part and a little bit of meth that I was doing before when I was younger. And so 17 years old, I started picking up alcohol. My life really, really, really started going downhill then. And I was like, I got to straighten myself up. So at 18 years old, I went to the Utah College of Massage Therapy. My mom lives in Utah, kind of connected back with her. And that's another story. That's another show in that whole situation. But either way, ended up going to Utah and I had to figure something out. I was tired of drinking. I was tired of living a reckless life at 17, almost 18 years old now. I decided to go to the Utah College of Massage Therapy to the year program. And basically from there, man, my life kind of went up and then it went down and up and down. So after a year of massage school, I ended up getting job placement in Sedona, Arizona at Boulders. It's a nice resort out there. Made a pretty good loot of money, but I was working 12-hour shifts, 12 massages a day, man. I'm telling you, I don't care how tough you are. It's a beating on you, especially if you don't know how to move your body, right? Anyways, I started picking up alcohol again in Arizona. Got my first DUI at 20. At 20 years old, I got my first DUI. Went to Maricopa County, Tent City for I think it was maybe 4 weeks or something like that through court and trial, what else it was, right? Ended up getting a slap on the wrist, misdemeanor. But that same month at the end of it, got another DUI. And then it became whatever. So it was 2 in 1 month. It was too close together. So it became an automatic felony. And in Arizona, Joe Arpaio was the sheriff at the time. He was the meanest sheriff in the country. Anyways, you get 2 DUIs in a certain period of time. It's mandatory prison. I think it was mandatory 15 months or something like that if you got good time. So I went to a DUI camp. And then from then on, I kind of get out for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, and I go back for another DUI. So total, I have 6 DUIs. I've been to prison 5 times for it. And my last DUI was in 2018. So I got out in 2019 or a little close to 2020. And so I've been out a little over almost 5 years now. And I'm on parole still. built a 7-figure business on parole with all the, all of the things going against me. And, can't get a job, can't do these things. That was just, I got a job 2 days after I got out. I started going back to construction because that's what I kind of knew. I didn't do massage my whole life, but kind of, I'm 44 now. I'll be 45 in March. So construction and a little bit of massage, and mostly construction my entire life. That's all I knew. So I put down the hammer and I picked up a computer. Scrolling TikTok, not TikTok, it was Facebook. I came home from work, took off my boots, sat in the recliner, and I was just scrolling aimlessly on social media, how we always do. And I came across an ad from a gentleman that had one of the biggest, probably affiliate marketing businesses at the time. And he was, he said basically make $10,000 easy, fast, quick, whatever. I needed the money. I didn't even want to make 10,000. I just wanted to make an extra $1,000 a month. And is there anything, should you interrupt me at any point and ask me or anything, or should I just rip it?
You're good. Just keep on going.
All right. And so anyways, I was sitting in my recliner, I was scrolling social media aimlessly, like we always do, right? Burning the serotonin and everything up that we get each day and we kind of need. But anyways, scrolling social media and came across that ad. It said make $10,000 easy, whatever, within a month. I can't remember what it was, 90 days, like whatever, something stupid, right? Clicked on the link. I bought into a $7 15-day challenge. Went through the challenge. At the third day, they're asking me for $2,500 investment. I did not have that money. My wife didn't have that money, but I was still on this thing because I started, once you go down that rabbit hole, you start seeing what's possible, right? This dude made 20K. He's 20 years old. This guy made 40K his first month. Whatever it is, that's what you get wrapped around. Right? I started chasing that shiny object. So then I went down the rabbit hole of Google and YouTube for the next 6 months. I would have probably 100 different creators or gurus on my YouTube channel that I'm following, and everyone had a different strategy, and everyone said they can help you make money. But every one of them led to a $2,500, $5,000, $10,000 and up investment. I didn't have it. So anyways, I came across this guy named Brad Schildkraut. He has now passed away. He's my very first mentor. He had passed away 2 years ago now on fentanyl. He was living the high life, making tons of money, 26 years old, and he made a bad choice and took his life. So anyways, that gentleman, I had correspondence with him kind of early on when I first started with this process. He's like, look, I'll mentor you, give me $1,000 down. And then whatever we kind of figure out at the end, if you start making money, then we'll kind of figure it out. And I was like, well, I don't have the money. I'll do it myself kind of situation in my head. I could do it alone. Well, 6 months later, I'm like, I'm stuck. My wife was working at, the motel. It was the Caboose as a housekeeper. Been there like 10 years, making little over minimum wage. And she's like, you know what? I'll try to get a PayPal loan because my credit was shot. And anyway, I'll try to get a PayPal loan. She ended up getting a PayPal loan for $4,000. And Brad, I ended up getting in contact with him. He's like, look, dude, I moved on. I'm working with higher level people. My coaching program is minimum 5K now. Like I'm scaling up, and I begged him. So he said, look, I'll give me $3,500. I'll meet with you 4 times and you go in my 4-week cohort. And it's a big group of people. And so you don't really get your questions answered. Sometimes you do, but I got to meet with him 4 times. By the second call, I already made $10,000. By the fourth call, I already had $40,000 in my bank, well, close to $40,000 in my bank account. So I took that strategy and I ran with it. The company that I was working for before, it was the same kind of thing, make $10,000. So he had that company was making millions of dollars a month by people investing $2,500 over and over, thinking it's going to be easy money. Well, I started capitalizing on that, and I started targeting these individuals because if you make your very first high ticket sale, you got to go on the show with him, and the show is huge. Like there's over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it's a big show. So if you get on there, you're going to get some recognition. People probably hit you up and say, hey, I want your coaching or whatever. Anyways, got on the show. And I was like, you know what? I could teach people how to get on this show within 3 weeks, guaranteed. If they just follow my step-by-step process, 100% guaranteed. They make their first high ticket sale. Well, I started this cohort. My mentor taught me how to, or helped me do it. After I got that money, I reinvested with him, obviously, because proof is in the pudding. And I created this cohort. I think it was like 20 people total in initially. And then by week 2, I had like 15. And then by week 3, I had 6 people scheduled to go on that show. And so out of the 20 people that signed up, I had 15 stay consistent. And out of the 15, I had like 9, I think it was, or 6. I can't remember what it was. It was a good number. So within that 4-week or 6-week cohort, I ended up helping all these individuals that invested all this money, never had any success, start my program and immediately making high ticket sales. So I knew I had something there. So I started teaching what my mentor, I started teaching people what my mentor taught me right? And so it's just the exact same strategy, personal branding, connecting with your audience, creating 10 conversations a day, just like you guys are doing, putting yourself out there, creating those relationships, right? Because personal branding is not who you know, it's who knows you. And I learned that very early. And I'm a person that if I'm hands on, I pick it up really, really quick. It doesn't matter what it is. But if it's a book in front of me or a lesson, I'm just like, I barely graduated high school, right? Like Russell Brunson, he graduated college basically because of wrestling. Same for me. That's the only reason why I graduated high school is because of wrestling, and I had to go to these extracurricular activities, and in order to keep up my grades if I wanted to wrestle, whatever. Anyways, started making all this money, created that cohort, and I created my very first mastermind. It was called the Roadmap to Success. I had at the time, at the end of that, before I closed it down, I had over 1,000 affiliates. I was doing about 100K a month in affiliate marketing, 120K sometimes in my highs. Hit $1 million within 24, and then the next thing is another story, another chapter. Really, quit affiliate marketing. And now I'm basically working more B2B. I do have affiliate programs. I have 12 courses that I created from the ground up, like everything from the funnels to every piece of copy to every video. I didn't do master resale rights. I didn't go sponge off somebody else. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I know the business model is not really lucrative, and I didn't feel good or comfortable at the end of the day if I didn't know that product was proven to convert and proven to get results. So if it's proven to get results and proven to convert, then I have confidence in it, then I'll promote it. Like, so I'm not going to get something off the internet that just says, oh yeah, you could promote this and make 50% commission, but I don't know if it's going to hurt or help somebody, right? Anyways, I created my own stuff that was proven to convert and proven to get results. And since then I've transformed, I don't know how many lives. There's a belt, you might see that belt behind me. Well, that's a 10K belt. I've given away over 50 of those $10,000 belts in my community. And that's for affiliates starting up with not any skills, coming in, making their very first $10,000 online. I send them that $500. It's like literally like what you get off of WWF. Like that's that quality, right? So I send out over 50 of those, and I got many awards. I have a 100K award. That's that thing that's shining, going like white and all the colors. Then I have a ring. That's my 50K award. And so, anyways, I've given out several of those as well. But I was like, you know what? Working with affiliates and beginners is really draining. Not only because they don't show up, is because you put so much confidence and effort into them, and you see so much inside of them that they can do it, because I've done it. I've been to the bottom of bottoms. And I know, and I see so much good in people. Sometimes I get emotional because I see so much good in people. And it's crazy because people give up on themselves, right? Too early. And anyways, I'm tired of that. So I work more B2B now, and not per se. I have courses out there that teach affiliate marketing. They're still running and all that stuff, but I'm working more B2B. And so what I mean by that is anybody that has any kind of service-based business, anybody that has a podcast, it doesn't really matter what it is. If they want to put it on the map organically by branding themselves, creating short-form content, I have social media accounts, over 100,000 followers on TikTok, several of those, Facebook, quite a few followers there, YouTube. I'm over 1,000. I'm not really too big on YouTube. I do have a lot of videos there, but I never really double down on it. But either way, I have strategies that can help the normal person. And even if they have an idea, and as an example, my sister, she's a photographer, been doing it for 15 years. She does real estate photography, weddings, not so much no more, but mostly real estate. And she has like 20 photographers, but she's tired of holding the camera. So she still does photo shoots, but now I'm going to teach her how to create a course using my new AI platform that has an instructed course, and there's AI prompts throughout embedded inside the course itself. And there's a running document that it's going to ask you, like it's going to basically, the prompt's going to ask you your avatar. So you're going to answer all these questions in the prompt. Now, the way we engineered this prompt to run is we used all of my information for all the thousands of hours of content I've created, and the strategies I've used to create 7 figures. The same strategies Dan Henry, the same strategies Onyx Singal, Russell Brunson, all these great guys. We got their copy, all the courses, and I embedded it inside this. I didn't do it. Well, I paid somebody to embed it inside of this prompt thing to where it thinks like them, acts like them, like high level people. And so when you ask, I need help with my avatar, it's going to ask you what the pain points, desired outcomes are. Not just that, but the beliefs, all the psychographics, the demographics. It gets really deep into that. So it's going to give you a complete rundown of who your avatar is, where they hang out, what they read, what they eat, everything dialed in. And then it goes down to your niche. And if you don't have an idea of like what your niche is, you have like, you're really good at something, but you don't know what your niche should be. You just give as much of an answer to the prompt as possible, as much explanation, and just kicks you out like 10 different examples that just makes you like blow your mind. Anyways, it goes down to market research, into creating your funnels and all your copy. It does all your landing pages, it does your bridge pages, sales pages, VSLs, all your copy, and it's going to give you basically everything. And everything's plug and play since I have my own, and I speak fast, sorry. I have my own software, and I basically white label that from Go High Level. So it's called the GOAT systems. Now I've embedded many, many, many more features inside of Go High Level or my GOAT systems to make it more desirable for people. But it's not so many bells and whistles that's going to overwhelm you. It's bells and whistles that you actually need to get shit done, right? And so it would usually take a person or myself, I would say, probably 2 months to completely launch something. That's not building the course, that's selling it before I build it. But it take me 3 months. Now it take me a month to completely dial it in. And so a person could literally do it in a month. So anyways, it goes all the way down to the end of it to where they're creating short form content. It's helping them with all of their stuff, hashtags, keyword search, all those different things. And also inside my platform, I have the availability for people if they're launching Facebook or Google ads. You can do it in 4 clicks. And I have thousands of templates for ads and everything like that. So now I'm working with more B2B. As an example, we have John Prokop. You guys can look him up on TikTok. It's Be Financially Free. He had an idea. He went to school to teach people how to live in the private, relieve debt, live like the wealthy, like Trump and all these people that not pay taxes. So he's really good at that stuff. Anyways, he didn't know how to build a course. He didn't know TikTok content. He's getting viral videos. All of his videos are almost over 40,000 views. He's making close to 100K a month now. And, he's working UPS, quit his UPS job in 2 months. And he's just an example, one of them. Another one's a tattoo artist, Sabrina, Sacred Industry Tattoos in Texas. She was struggling to keep the doors open kind of thing, just get new jobs. It was word of mouth on everything. And she didn't know how to market. She hired another company, paid him $7,000, didn't get her one lead. Now we had to shut her ads off this morning because it's overwhelming on too many people coming in wanting tattoos. And she's already hired as many people she could possibly find through her network that are good tattoo artists. So we had to close the ads off today and shut her whole thing down except for her CRM. So I know my strategy works, right? So that's kind of like where I'm at with it, man. That's my story in a nutshell. I have definitely stories inside the stories, right? That, can definitely wow your audience. But at the end of the day, that's who I am. I'm a father of 2. I have 2 other stepchildren as well, or not half, but stepchildren. Yeah. Married now, second marriage, doing great on parole. Haven't touched a sip of alcohol in, I don't know, almost 5 years now. I'm high on life, and I just want to help as many people possibly that can change their lives. That's why I'm in for it now. I've made my money, and I know I can make whenever I want. It doesn't matter. I just want to help people get to that next level and just, help build the belief in people, right? Because a lot of people have limiting beliefs in themselves, and that's just taking those small actionable steps and reporting on your small wins and just really, focusing on that self-care, and the positive affirmations, having a daily schedule and a daily routine is so important. And I don't know, that's me in a nutshell. So go ahead and ask any questions you guys want, because that's just kind of a lot, but rip it.
I love your energy, Eric. You bring a ton of energy. I can see why people are gravitating towards you. You're magnetic in your personality. I love it.
Thank you,
I got a
brother.
construction background as well. I've done real estate. That's where my business and my ecosystem is. But I love what for you. Obviously, coming out your background, your past. I mean, doing construction. A lot of people are sick and tired, and obviously, you had the energy and you want to get into it. You talked about a lot of things. Find a good mentor. Paying for it. There's always, I think, a crust where people they want something different, but they don't take action. And obviously, you guys went out, got a PayPal loan, used that money. I mean, I think that's really when people get fully invested, both feet, and they put their money where their mouth is. I think that's when things take off. So for you, you said you were helping a lot of folks who are new entrepreneurs. What was that looking like? Where people, you see a lot of people, obviously limiting beliefs. Where do they have to, what clicked, or what are you seeing consistently for you and for others when things took off and the business started taking off for them?
Yeah, for sure. So you bring up a good point. Is a lot of new people or beginners have limiting beliefs, and I knew that because I had limiting beliefs. I had imposter syndrome, and I had all these different things, valley of despair going on. And I reflected on how I felt then, and I reflected on how I felt now. And I knew if I went out and helped at least 10 people a day when I first started out, not just affiliate stuff, but created my own offer, then I was basically putting myself out there. I would get on TikTok and go live and literally everything that my mentor that I paid for, I was giving away for free on TikTok lives, literally lessons teaching on a whiteboard. And people really were like loving it. And I knew at the end of the day, they could not comprehend, they could not digest everything that I was teaching. It was just overwhelming, but they knew it was good shit. And so I started helping people doing audits on their TikToks for free, a 15-minute audit call. So that word started getting out there. I started building testimonials and case studies. So from helping people for free, I give them just a gold nugget that would give them an instant win. They go out and do it, and then instant win. I'd get a testimonial from them, and I showcase that testimonial, because it's not about what I say about I can do to help people. It's about what other people say about what I did to help that person, right? And so my mentor taught me this early on, and he's like, dude, case studies, testimonials, help for free. Case studies, testimonials, help for free. Start 10 conversations a day. So I think by me helping, I'm going to get back to my main point, by me helping for free, right? I helped with that limiting belief. And like, I just said, look, I'm not going to charge you nothing. Jump on my live, jump on a call. Let me help you for free. Let me show you what the taste of like somebody being authentic and transparent is really actually like, right? And then they experience that like, dude, I've never met somebody like you. I've never been through a course, and you explain the way things you explain it. It's just like, it's another language, they say, because a lot of people think differently than I do. And I don't know. It's weird how I put stuff together, right? And people comprehend and understand. And I might explain something over and over again. So for the beginner, that's the kind of nurturing they need. And so if they're looking for somebody to grow like their life, their business, they're in like who they are as a person, right? They're in, as a being. I would definitely like look for that person that you want to be like, that you want to model after. You don't have to necessarily like that person, but that's beside the point. Is like you're trying to get to where they're at. And if you want the shortcut, it's like taking a bicycle to work. You want to take a bicycle to work, or you want to take a Ferrari to work, right? And your work's 10 miles. Well, I want to take a Ferrari to work. Okay. Well, it's going to cost you 10 grand to take the Ferrari to work, to save you all that headache, frustration, loss of time, loss of everything. It's going to take you whatever. So it's your choice, right? The more skin you put in the game, the more you pay attention, right? The more you pay attention. And so it's just kind of the way it's the way we got to pre-frame things, right? So the thoughts in the head creates a feeling in the heart, which creates a function in the hand, right? So if we could pre-frame things, and everybody looks everything like too outside the box. If we pre-frame things, and this is what you got to focus on here as a beginner, and you get it in their mind, focus what's in the thoughts, focus on the thoughts, creates a feeling in the heart, which creates a function in the hand. And if people understand that, it's easier for a beginner, right? And so for a beginner to like see a step-by-step process, and a mentor can show them that process, it's going to help build the belief for a beginner.
That's really powerful. And I really like a lot of what you talked about in terms of nurturing people and kind of going out and helping them in the marketplace. So what kind of, I guess, ideas were you coming up with to help and add value to people in the beginning stages of all of this? Because I know that a lot of people, they kind of get to this point where in the beginning they're like, cool, I'm getting into this because I want to make a lot of money and all this other stuff. And then they realize, if you go in really transactional, it's just not going to work out. You got to actually genuinely care and serve
100%.
people. So tell me about like, what were some of those things that you wanted to just go to the marketplace and the problems that you started to choose to help people solve?
For sure. So first and foremost, when you're going to the marketplace, if you have an offer or not, you got to figure out what your unique differentiator is. What's going to separate yourself from anybody else in the market? So if there's 500 other people, or 1,000 or 5,000 people selling the same product or something very similar, why would they buy from you? And I was like, my mentor said, why would they buy from you? And I started thinking about it. He's like, well, Eric, you've been doing it this whole time that, you've been helping people for free. Right? So go out there and help people for free. Go into these Facebook groups, and if you see somebody in ClickFunnels struggling, literally, hey, I need help. I've been on support. I can't get no help. Literally go out there and say, hey, look, I'll jump on a call with you right now for free. I'm not going to pitch you or nothing, or just give them the answer if it's that short and simple. And then just go in there to each Facebook group and just drop your love in each one of them every single day. So I have 10 Facebook groups, 5 Facebook groups that you just focus on, and just go drop your love in there every day, and don't drop a link, right? Or, just kind of keep it on that kind of personable level. If it's a group that you can go in there and drop a link and they know you're not going to spam kind of thing, then that's okay kind of thing. But just go in there and provide the value. That person will eventually go search you out and go look at your profile, and then look at your headline and, all these different things, your banner, because that's your real estate, that's your billboard. And they'll see what you do and who you help, and the testimonials, the case studies, the friends, the family relationships, right? So as a beginner, like starting out and having that mindset is first a unique differentiator. What's going to separate yourself if you don't know anything, like really, or how can you help somebody is, well, just take what you do know and go find problems to solve. And if you have a mentor, go find a problem to solve, even if you don't know the answer to it, and take that exact copy, that exact post, go back to your mentor and say, can you solve this problem for me? Get that problem solved. Now you learn how to solve that problem. So you learn it and go teach it. You learn it and you go teach it. Learn it and teach it. That is the process. If I don't care if you think it's stupid or I don't know nothing, bullshit, because everybody's on a chapter, right? And if we're marketing to somebody, we're not trying to market to somebody that's 2 chapters above us. We're trying to market to people that's 2 chapters below us. And that's how we're going to cycle through our whole entrepreneurial journey. All the way up the mountain is we're going to have somebody that's always better than us and somebody that's not as good as us at what we're doing. And that's who we're trying to talk to, right? And so, like, if we stay in that process and we nurture those people and just give advice as what we can, it will come back tenfold, right? Creating those conversations, creating those relationships, engaging. If you see a competitor's stuff, but they're higher level than you, like they're not kind of a competitor, but they're higher level, go in there and just, man, that's a great post. Show that love, even share that post, because they're like, that you're going to stand out. That's called building your dream 100. And
Yeah, definitely.
everybody that's starting out as a beginner, they should definitely start focusing. That first thing is on their dream 100. You've been scouring Facebook for 6 months, YouTube for 6 months, and you have all these creators that you're trying to learn from. Well, take those creators and stop trying to really learn from them and just start trying to get in front of them,
Yeah, it's
right?
really fascinating
Learn,
that you're talking about this right now because literally, like, I just watched a video of Russell talking about this last night, and it is so cool to hear it play out for you in that exact respect. It's
oh,
so wild.
I show you my dream 100. I got a dream 250, right? And I try to get on as many shows as I possibly can, but it's absolutely 100% correct. And most people don't do the dream 100, and the people that do the dream 100 have success. Like it's like 100% success rate on it. And it's just getting in front of those audiences. So now my VA will go through my dream 100 and she'll like target 10 people for each week and just blast them with love every single week. So people are always hitting me up. Hey, can you get on my show? Can you get on my podcast? Okay, what do you have going on? Do you have a show? Do you have a podcast? And it's like people I've never even thought would hit me up, And so like it works. It absolutely works. And just getting in front of these audiences and not selling even a product, just providing the value and just be authentic, real, and just let it all out. Don't hold nothing back, don't gatekeep. People come flooding in, man. They do. People recognize it.
No, I love that. I think how you nurture things just by adding value and help is our core value, one of our core values. Hey,
100%.
how can we help that value? And then two, I like the fact that just give it away because I think you're right. It's like drinking from a fire hose. You can't consume all the content and put it into play right away. So that's when people come to you and ask, "Hey, how do I do this?"
Right.
We've seen so many people that have done that by giving it away is how they get. And I totally agree with that. I think what you've done, it's like you said, your passion, your energy, your drive. I love that practical step, just 10 people a day. That's totally doable. I send out
That's it.
thank you cards and phone calls and emails, at least 10 people a day. But like you
Yep.
said, get real specific and get into some groups. I think that's super tangible. And I definitely
100%.
think,
Yeah. And then creating those conversations, just 2 new conversations a day or 10 new conversations a day. If you've done that for 1 month, I promise you, you would, if you have an offer or if you have something going on, it's going to flourish. I can't say what you're going to make or anything like that, but I promise you, if you stay consistent on that path and create those relationships with the right kind of people, right, that are going to only going to add to your direction, like add to what you're trying to do, it's only gonna help, because I believe a lot in energy, right? We're all built on energy. There's positive, there's negative, and I meant like literally. See this right here? I'll kind of take it away real quick. See that board back there? That's my vision board, and I have it on my YouTube channel. It's my wealth wall. And I done a YouTube on how to create it, and so
Love that.
anyways, almost everything on that board I've manifested. So what I did was I done a live event with me and my wife when we were creating our wealth wall, and it was in this office here, and we were creating it, and as we were creating it. We were doing it live. It was like a 2-hour live, and we would sign our names on the back of it and date it, right? And then so like literally everything almost on that wall, except for anything. I can't go out of the country yet. I've never been out of the country, so anything like out of the country in Naples or Dubai and all that stuff. I haven't been there yet, and I don't have the $7 million home, but everything else is accomplished. And I promise you, if we, not saying you, but if I or we just focused every day and like wrote it down. There's a couple of books I'm going to refer you guys to. Number one is Ask and It's Given by Edgar Hicks. I'll actually go get them.
I thought I had high energy, Eric. I think you taught me, bro.
Well, I'll give you guys my 4 top favorite books.
Yeah, I love it.
Right?
I'm a book guy, so I love it.
I'm like this all the time. Like people see me in the like. I'm an introvert. You guys believe that?
That's a lie.
I don't hang out with nobody. I don't go. I don't like to hang out with nobody. I don't like to go to parties. I go like concerts and stuff. I'm not into it, you know. But when you put me in something I love, my energy just raises, and you
See, I
can't
love it.
tell. All right, so the first
That's
one,
gonna hang around you on the weekend, bro.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, you guys got to come on down. This one's asking, it's given. It's probably backwards. I don't know how to reverse my thing.
You're good. That's
But
right.
No, it looks good on our end.
okay, so this one my sister actually sent me in prison. I was sitting in the holding tank. You have to sit there when you get to prison. You got like a 30-day or a 60-day, 90-day wait to get classified. Anyway, she sent me this book, and I still have my IDOT thing in there. Unless they stamp it, my prison number, right? Anyways, I read this book. I don't know how many times, but there's so many different things you could do in this book, like creating a vision box. So you write down something every single day that you want, and then you write it down on paper and you sign your name to it and date it, and you stick it in that box. And then there's other things you can do to help manifest, right? Like write down 10 things you're grateful for every single day. And you'll start running out of things to be grateful for, but you'll be constantly thinking about grateful things and happiness, right? All the time. And it can be done. I'm so grateful for like these scissors, honestly, because truthfully, like if I didn't have these scissors this morning, because my wife broke them last night, I think about these things. I'm super grateful for these scissors. We were trying to cut some tough leather and she broke her handle off one of them, and I don't have any other paper scissors. So I had to come into the office this morning and I had to cut up some brochures that I'm going to be dropping off at the job service, and I had to cut them up. But I'm grateful for these scissors, right? So if we look at these things, so first book, I'm not going to keep going on a tangent. Ask and It's Given. The second book, not really a sequel to it, but it's called Happy Pocket Full of Money. Mandatory read. Excellent. Even a good listen if you're on audio. Happy Pocket Full of Money. And then I would say probably my all-time favorite when I learned how to do things efficiently and only like spend, because all you have to do is increase or grow 2%, 1% each day, right? It's called the slide edge. Jeff Olson. This is a game changer. My favorite book in the entire world. I've read this book so many times. I'm now on, again, I don't know, like 4 or 5 times, but chapter 3, I think. And then next one is, if you want to really build a story brand and really like get the basics of it, it's called Building a Story Brand by Don Miller. And I have many other books when it gets into like NLP and all that stuff, but that's a lot of higher level stuff,
You gotta do a video for some of your books, man.
Huh?
You gotta do a video about all your top 10 books, man.
Oh, I will. I have in the. You know what? I'll redo them. I've had them in the past. They're buried in my channels. But yeah, you're absolutely right. 100%. It's and that you should be reading at least 10 pages or at least a chapter or two each day, every single day of a book of something to keep your mind going, right? And I have a daily routine that I do, or I did, and this is it right here. So this is for beginners. If you're a beginner, this is all you really need to do. Number one is market research. Just doing market research on your, finding out new creators, your Dream 100, just getting inspirational ideas. And then you build content based off your market research. Then you read 10 pages of book. Now, it doesn't have to be in any kind of specific order, right? But read 10 pages of book or a chapter every single day. Send out emails. Now, send out an email every day, even though you don't have a product. Just do that soap opera sequence, the mundane things. And then do your DM and outreach. If you don't have any DMs to send or any outreach, just go to your Facebook groups and provide value, and then go live on any social media platform you can. So Instagram, you can do it right now, right? TikTok, you need 1,000 followers, but go live and get yourself out there. Start creating those conversations and creating those relationships. So if a person done this, is 180 minutes a day. This is all they need to do. This is it, right? For their business per se. And then there's their daily routine, which their self-care, positive affirmations, the cold shower, working out, little meditation, all those different things that are mandatory that don't change, that doesn't deviate. This can change. The self-care does not.
Love it. Love it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what led you to figuring out that, of which you just showed us? Like, how did you come across all of those different actions and everything, and then go about implementing them? And what were some of the adversities with building those new habits?
Yeah. Okay. So if I was in my everyday life, not in prison, and I was going through the motions of life, not eating good, not working out, to transformation to be where I'm at today, I can only imagine how hard that be. The reason why I think I had it so easy is because I had a little bit of structure and I was already healthy coming into this situation, right? So if you're a healthy individual and you're ready to rip it and just go, then I think it'd be a little easier transition than a person that's stagnant, because the body that stays in rest will remain in rest, right? Person that's active stays active. So same kind of concept, but I think my mindset was I was just tired of the bullshit. I was tired of letting people down. I was tired of not having a life with my kids. Like, I've spent majority of my adult life in prison. Like, this last term was 18 months. The term before that was 5 years straight, right? And so the term before that was 3 years. The term before that was 2 years. And then that's not counting the times I've been to jail, right? County jail for all the times in order to get to the prison stage, right? So, I think that mindset change, it was kind of easier for me. But what it was is I just wanted something so bad, it didn't matter what length I had to go. And I've already been to the bottom, so nothing else could affect me. That's the thing, is I see these entrepreneurs, and a lot of entrepreneurs have a past of some kind. Unless you're like a Russell Brunson that just lived in, sweet Boise. But other than that, like, a lot of them, like, they've been there. So it doesn't matter what they go through each day. It doesn't stop them in their tracks, right? So I think my transition and my mindset was a little bit different, because I was predispositioned to at an early age to live a tough and kind of mindset, kind of hardcore kind of life, and not let things affect me. And so things became easier to me. But at the end of the day, to maintain that and stabilize that over the last 4 years, and actually punching my own clock, and maintaining my own finances and making sure that I pay my taxes and do all these other things as a business owner, that there has been a struggle. Has it been peaches and cherries and roses the whole time? Absolutely not. I hit my valley of despair every 6 weeks. I have to almost go on a vacation or something, because I feel like I'm doing great. Then all of a sudden I feel like one day I wake up and I don't know shit. Right. And then I'm fighting with my wife, and then I'm fighting, my business started going downhill. I've almost lost my business twice because I tried to scale too fast, and then I hire the wrong people, separate myself from the business too quickly, and then shit starts going downhill. And you have to, like, you ever read that book, 100% Ownership, right? You have to take 100% complete ownership of your business. And at the time, I was not really doing that 100%. Now I realize and I recognize that, and I am, but it's not peaches and gravy. So to answer your main question, like, what was the mentality and the mindset to actually go through these things and read these books and take myself out of that? It wasn't easy. It wasn't tough. It just took my why. And it's the 7 levels of why. Why do I want to do this? Why, right? And then you have to refer back to the 5-second rule with Mel Robbins, is, if your alarm goes off, you don't hit the snooze, you get up within 5 seconds. If you think about doing the dishes, you do it within 5 seconds, right? And so taking that mentality and all those different things into it. So I don't know if I really answered your question 100%. I kind of spun off, but I think, for everybody's different. And it's just about really bad how bad you want it.
Yeah. Something that really occurred to me, Eric, what you did, how you started out. I think it's awesome, adding value to people. But I think there's a transition. This is what I realized in my business, and I think you see it, is people who aren't doing it yet or want to do it, it's really hard to get them launched and to get them going. And not that it's not rewarding, but man, you spend so much time and energy versus somebody who's already going and doing something. Going from 6 figures already to 7 to 9 figures is so much easier. When people ask about real estate, how to get started, it takes so much momentum and energy versus, like you said, a B2B where somebody already has some real estate, but they want to scale.
Right.
I realized that. So talk about that journey. And obviously most people, I think that's where really things take off, other people's business, but also when they help other people in their business. So when did that kind of transparent when did things come to fruition for you, for when you realize, hey, I can help more people and be more impactful by doing B2B versus just helping folks who are getting started?
I would say probably a year ago. That's when the transition really started. Is like, I was helping the affiliates, I was doing all that, and I was doing my masterminds with them. But then I was having individuals that were not only just crushing in affiliate marketing, making 10K plus per month in my community, but now they want to create their own offers. They want to do what I wanted to do. It's like, you know what? So I started taking people on in my community, and I was doing it at, a very good price. I wasn't raking them over the coals or nothing. But then I started liking that to where I was helping more customization, right? And so I think it really started to flourish like a year ago when I was like, you know what? I want to get out of this space and move more into this direction here. So then I can help my sister. My brother's in real estate too. He's in Utah. He's, if you Google it, Utah real estate, he comes up first on Google because he also has like a SEO thing for real estate agents where they go onto this thing and they get leads, right? anyways, I want to be able to help individuals like that. And in the space I was in, I felt stuck. I just felt like I just couldn't grow. So about a year ago is when it kind of kicked in. I've already made $1 million, and I was like, you know what, I got to figure out how to, scale, because I eventually want to get into commercial real estate or even Section 8 homes and buy those. And I don't know what direction, but I don't want to necessarily do this the rest of my life, right? I want to definitely get to that higher level. But yeah, so I think about a year ago is when it kind of really kicked in. Got my first client.
So how have you gone about that transition? How was the conflict of going from a place where you have everything kind of figured out and you're doing the same thing every day to finally making that switch over, and how did you go about handling it?
Yeah, it was kind of like done for me in a sense. So I had a student. I'm not going to break her name, but she was one of my students, and then she was doing really good. Became like basically an employee with me, or a coach, and I started paying her coaching wages, and then I was also paying her affiliate wages. Well, she scaled up so much that she learned so much in the year and a half, almost 2 years she was with me, that she literally went out and just created her own offer, right? And so from that, she dumped into master resale rights. You guys probably heard of that. And like when it very first came out, she was one of the very first ones. Well, she took 90% of my students from there, and her pitch was, which is okay. I hated it then. I was mad then. But her pitch was make 100% profit. Stop giving companies. And she wasn't really targeting them, but she had such a big network of my students that they all followed her. And so I'm going to show you a way how to make 100% profit and not even create your own offer. So everybody started gravitating towards that. And it kind of was a blessing in disguise. So like a lot of my affiliates, my income went scale, like started plummeting down. Because mind you, I made $1 million, zero ad spend. I had never spent $1 on ads, all organic. And so like I didn't have anything to back me up when the organic left, kind of thing. And so, I was still doing 30K months on my own account, but that doesn't account for the other 70,000 that the affiliates were bringing in, right? So anyways, that kind of transition, to answer your question, it happened for me. Is like they kind of left. I'm like, okay, we really got to really structure this. So like I haven't brought in a new sale, like I did tell you, like in the last 3 months or something like that. It's because of the reoccurring that keeps going through my, my software and stuff like that. But yeah, it was kind of done for me. The transition was not that hard. I have definitely 25 really loyal people, maybe 30, that are just loyal to the bucket. Like they will not go anywhere else. And so I just had to basically explain to 25 people, because everybody else kind of falls off and does their thing. I have people invest $5,000 with me, see them one time on a mastermind call and never see them again, and never dispute the charge, don't answer my messages. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on up here with people, but I don't have that kind of money. Or I didn't, whatever. I still don't have that kind of money. I'm not going to just throw 5,000 away. But yeah, so it was an easy transition, man. It was for me. I could only imagine like if I was just tired of the affiliate game and it was running super strong, I think my mindset would have been like, you know what? I'm just going to hire a team. I'm just going to suck it up. I'm going to hire a team. I'm just going to hire an affiliate manager and let him deal with it, right? And make him an FCO. And then I'll come over here and do my thing over here. But it was kind of, I think God put a plan out for me, and everything happens for a reason. He's like, okay, you're getting tired of this. I see it. You are one of the chosen ones for sure, Mr. Forner. So we're going to get rid of this for you, and we're going to set you in the right direction. So that's the way I look at it.
I love it. A couple of things I see, but I want to get your take on yourself. Doing some reflection. I think people can do a lot of things well, but you can only do one or two things, or your superpower, your core strengths, your unique ability. For you, I don't want to say it, but I think I see it. But one or two of your things, your core strength, you really focus on, and you're able to help others do as well.
My core thing, so I basically what would Russell Brunson say? So I'm the character, right? So I'm the front of the business. So basically, yeah, dramatic. Yeah. So I do the dramatic demonstrations. I do the webinars. I get people hyped. Like my closing percentage, you guys wouldn't even believe what my closing percentages are on my live events. It's crazy. Like when I tell people, they're like, no way, dude, they just don't believe me. Yeah, whatever. So anyways, I would say being that character, being that front of the business kind of thing, putting myself out there in high ticket sales, creating content. So that's my superpower. Tech, I'm okay. I can build a business. I can do it, but just basically being the voice of the business and marketing, going to events and, making money from events too. So yeah, I would say that would be my superpower.
I like that. So when you say going to events and stuff, are you talking like in-person conferences or like
Yeah.
mastermind groups or all of the above?
ClickFunnels, Entra, like the last Entra, I'll put it out there because I don't. Me and Jeff Lerner, we're button heads. Anyways, me and that whole community. I went to an Entra event. Not part of Entra. I went to the Inside event. I'm not sure if you know Todd Campbell. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he's a
No,
nine
and
figure.
what's this entre you're talking about? I'm actually not familiar.
Entre Institute. It's another company, and they use Go High Level, and they made they white labeled something called EntreSoft. So you might have heard that. I'm not sure, but it's a white label of Go High Level, and they have very very high coaching over there, like high coaching costs. And a lot of my students come from over there, like will spend 70, 80K and not make a dime. So anyways, it's just another company that teaches you how to do become like affiliate. You can go different routes, become affiliate. You can go agency. You can go a couple different routes, right? So anyways, Jeff Lerner, you can look him up. He's not a bad guy. I think he just lost handle of his business in a sense, and is just because he's a nice guy. Anyways, I went to one of his events, and I came out of that event with 80K. So as an example, so I have my dot card. You know what a dot card is? You just go to the events, let them scan your dot card. And it was just me getting up and telling my story. Whenever they gave somebody the opportunity to speak, I took the opportunity, and I kind of throw in there a little bit of like what I do or like who I help or how many people I helped or whatever. And then during the breaks during that 3-day event, I'd have people like trading information. So by the time I got home off my plane, I literally cash collected $80,000. So that's at events. So you can literally go to events and just market yourself and just, just introduce yourself and just connect with people, right? Networking with people. And that's all you got to do. You don't have to collect the money there, but just make those connections to these events, set up these kind of things, podcasts, and then get in front of those audiences.
I love it. I love it. So with what you're doing now and searching things, obviously you guys are transitioning, which is cool. And you're doing more B2B. When are you going to launch what you have now coming out? You already have a launch date, or you guys soft launching it now, or where are things at with your new B2B platform?
Yeah, it's a soft launch right now on it. I have my community inside of it, and I gave one person that would not like let up. He came in, right? He's been like wanting to get in my programs forever, and he never had the money. And he's like, dude, I got the money. I want to get in now. He's, I don't care. He kept bugging me. So I have 4 or 5 people in my community inside there, and him. The launch on it is projected to be November 1st. The problem is I don't want to say it's a problem. The thing I'm running into is it's such a huge build out. It's bigger than any gamified challenge I built out. The funnel alone is 10 pages, right? And then there's 4 upsells and 1 order bump in the funnel alone. Then it's going to an auto webinar. So every order bump comes with a training that if I'm going to give you an asset, I'm going to do a video on how that asset works, right? If I'm going to give you a Google Doc, I'm going to give you a video that tells you how the Google Doc works, right? So I'm doing a video and training on each one of these, and some of them have 4 or 5 lessons. So it's literally one of the biggest build outs that I've gone through. And since I let go literally 95% of my team, I had 12 employees at one time, right? Since this all transitioned to all that stuff and like balls were being dropped, I just started, gotta go. And I got everybody go except for my virtual assistant and one person that helps me with my tech. And so like now it's been a lot more stress on me. I'm trying to build all this out rather than have a team and delegating. But I didn't really have a team to delegate, I felt, at the time, in a sense. So I still have my solid FCO pretty much. He's doing some other projects, but I have basically 3 solid people. Everybody else had to go. So to answer your question, I'm about hopefully 5-6 days out from launch is what I'm hoping for pre-launch. And I'm going to get my founding members in there. So I'm going to find 100 founding members, and I'm going to give them at half cost. My cost of my program is going to be $1,000 or $997, and it's going to come with coaching, the full course, and this is a steal. So it's a huge steal. It's going to end up going to 2K. But so for 500, you get 3 days of coaching with me, or 2 days of coaching with me, 1 day of coaching with the tech person, and then it comes with a full course teaching you from how to build an offer from the ground up down to the bottom, and then a full community inside Go High Level. And so that's basically 500 for the full year, right? And then $97 a month for the software. I'm only charging $97 a month with unlimited sub accounts, unlimited everything for my whole Go High Level platform. And Go High Level for the main package is $400, right? Maybe almost 500. So since I could sell it at 97, that's what I'm giving away for this beta launch. It's gonna take everything by storm.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I love it.
I think that's the first time that I've heard somebody mention a funnel that has 10 pages to it. That's wild. I'd love to know a little bit more about kind of the structure of how that works and the downsells, the upsells, and all that.
Yeah. So initially it's coming in on an SLO, so a self-liquidating offer. So it's coming in on a $5 product. And my goal is to get my ad cost down below $5 so it pays for itself. So it's coming in on a $5 offer. That offer is going to be a masterclass. And with that masterclass, I'm giving away a micro book. So in the masterclass, you get a micro book, and if you get the bonus, which is going to be my chat GPT prompts that basically you could use them and make it $10,000 in your business. I guarantee if you sat down and done it, you probably could. I use them every day. Anyway, so you get prompts, you get the masterclass, you get the book, and then there's one more bonus on that. Oh yeah, it was my roadmap to $10,000, and it's 7 videos, and it's literally a roadmap. So I made a method out of it, and it's called the sprint method. So basically, it's another component of it. So that's the very first thing. So it goes $5 masterclass with the macro book, and then the order bump on that is going to be 3 of my top performing funnels, email sequences, and workflows. And so you'll get the funnels, you'll get the workflows, you'll get everything like that. And then also a 30-day free subscription to my software. And then in order to get the funnels, you have to get the software. So they'll already be embedded inside the software. So that's order bump number 2. And then order bump number 3 is going to be a one-on-one call with me for $97 for 30 minutes. I had it at $197, so it might be with me or my team, depending on how busy I get. I charge $500 an hour. If I get on a call with somebody, it's $500 minimum. But I'm giving this away for 30 minutes for $97. And that's not going to really be a sales call, but it's just going to be an information call. And if I feel comfortable, then I'm going to pitch them before even the mastermind starts, right? So I'm going to sell them before the mastermind. I do a lot of that, so I don't have to sell at the end. Anyways, so it goes $5 offer, masterclass with the micro book, and then the order bump with my 10K strategy, the chat GPT prompts. The order bump after that is the funnels, the 3 funnels, the 3 high converting funnels, which is my high ticket book to call funnel, my 5-day challenge funnel, and the webinar funnel that you are currently going through right now. All right. So they're going to get that inside that offer. And then the last one is the one-on-one call for $97. And then it goes into the page after that, which is the registration page for the webinar to choose their date and time. And then from registration page from webinar is going to be another order bump. It's basically, hey, I know you love this product. It's basically a refresh of the order bump. It's another tripwire. Hey, I'm gonna put it back in the front of their face. You guys just got and signed up for the webinar. Now you guys are gonna definitely need this, and this. If you guys missed it, make sure you guys click below and grab it. I'm gonna give you 2 right now for 20% off than it was before. They go through that process. They can choose their time and date on the auto webinar. I'm gonna do 2 times a day, 7 days a week. Maybe I'm not sure yet. I just got the auto webinar software this morning, Webinar Jam. So now we're implementing that. So like we're chomping at the bit to get this done. So that's like the consistency of the whole funnel. And so every offer is going to have a page on it that it talks about that offer, and then they click right to get it. So the initial funnel has 6 pages. If you want to be bone dry, you add the order bumps and everything else with the software and the webinar. It comes out to, I think, 10.
That's really cool.
But you're a busy guy. You're by yourself, like most of it by yourself. You're a busy guy.
I'm doing a lot of it by myself. I still have a team on the back end. I still have my co-CEO that helps me with my slide deck. So like he'll do literally all my scripting out and help me out with it, like initially, and I'll go in there and proofread it and start making my own words. So he still does that for me on the back end. He still helped me with the emails, the follow-up, and also the bandit cart. And then Amanda is in the back end helping me with the tech stuff. So I didn't get rid of like everybody. So I still have help, but the people that I think were just overcharging and wasn't really fulfilling the obligation in front of them, they're not here no more. So I don't want to grow a huge team. That's why I'm doing this. Like I'm scaling lean this time. I'm going to do it very lean this time. And I don't want to maybe scale as fast and try to bring on and help and just hire the world. That's a huge mistake I made. I tried to scale too fast. So I have all this knowledge. I have a brand new offer, and I'm taking everything I know. I'm building $1 million. And I'm going to take this knowledge now with this new offer, this whole new basically business. And I'm going to see if I can't take it to 5 million by the end of 2025, if not 10 million is my goal. And so that's what I'm shooting for. Five minimum, 10 is I'm shooting for the stars.
That's fantastic.
Putting into resistance, right? You heard it.
Yeah, right. That's how you know you're on the right track, when that resistance is there. So
Yeah. So 100%. When there's resistance every single day, like when you feel like you're running into failures every single day, you know you're going somewhere. And that's when people stop, is when it starts getting a little tough and they stop right when they're about to freaking explode. I see it happening all the time. But I also see light bulbs going off. That's what lights my day. That's what lights my entire month. And when I see a student, like I just made my very first high ticket sale, or I just made my very first commission after struggling for 6 months, or I just hit my $10,000 month or something like that. Like just like, and I get goosebumps. I got chills right now thinking about it, because like I know I didn't do it. I'm not taking any credit from that, but I know I had a contributing factor to that person being happy that day, right? And that just keeps me going each day. And the money will come, right? You talk about a good thing. A lot of beginners will chase the money right when they start. I need the money, I need the money, but that looks so obvious, and it resonates through the screen, through their content of how bad they need your money. Nobody wants to be sold to, right? But everybody likes to buy things, right? So that's the biggest thing, is when you come out, don't ask for nothing. It should just be value, 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 value. Getting your story out there, talking about day in the life of. Today I done module 1. Today I'm going to be working on module 2. Is going to be working on my avatar. Here's what I'm going to be learning. Here's what I learned today. If you are trying to figure this out and you're stuck, man, I got this great course, man. I'm going through it step by step. Just comment below, man. I might be able to help you out, right? Content like that every single day. And people are like, man, give me something to buy already. Like, you haven't sold nothing yet, right? That's seriously, I hear that so much when they use my strategy. It's like, what do you have to sell? Like, what's going on here? And then people are like, okay, here's the launch date. Here's what I'm doing. I don't, and then we just work it really, really smooth. Like, so it's just not going out there and trying to chase. You just chase it away, or you're going to get those, what a T-Rex is? I call them T-Rexes in the market. So a T-Rex this is what people chase. This is what people will get when they're chasing money, is freebie seekers, right? So their T-Rexes, their arms, they're just long enough to reach out in front of them and grab what you got for free, but their arms aren't long enough to reach behind them and pull out their wallet and pay for it. So I call them T-Rexes. Right. And so if you're out there trying to chase the money, you're just going to find T-Rexes.
I love that. I think one of the things you said earlier is, people who pay attention, but the more you pay, the more attention you pay. I think that what your offer has is just the value. It just seems like a no-brainer with the 10x, 100x value you guys are offering, and just the work you put into it. I mean, I see it for sure. I'm ready to buy. You ain't even said us yet, so we're already ready to buy. But I just know that. So looking at with that $1,000 price point you have, are you doing a higher ticket after that, or?
Oh yeah. My value ladder is okay. So it used to be different, but now it's going to be the $5 offer going into a $1,000 product. And then from the $5,000 product, I have something called the roadmap to success, which is the $5,000 offer. I might make it to 7. And then from the 7, it goes into my inner circle. Now, you guys know Onyx and Gall? I can introduce you guys to so many people that are just high level. Anyways, Onyx and Gall is one of my mentors. And he's like, dude, what you need to do is not have a 5 or 7, but we need to create a 10,000. And then it goes from your 10,000 to your inner circle for 30,000 for the year. And I was like, so that's what I'm probably going to be doing. So it goes $5 offer, basically to the order bumps, upsells, and that comes out to like 250 total. And then from 250 to the $1,000, right? And then from 1,000 to 5K currently. And then from 5K, if they need help, they want it done for them, done with them, they want to do something different, whatever, want to think outside the box, then that's going to be $2,500 a month. Or so that comes out $2,500 a month, comes out to $3K for the year, or 25,000 down, and that'd be for the full year. So that's my ascension.
Love it.
That's great. Love it. It hits on that continuity too with the annual situation there and everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. So it's annually. So they'll pay me $5K, and it's going to be annually $5K again. It's everything on a subscription. So is my software. So if you're going to be paying me $5K, but you're going to be paying me $5K, plus $97 a month. See what I'm saying? So, and that's still cheap on the software. Like people are mad at me in the Go High Level community, especially Entrasoft. That's why we're going to heads, because they're saying that I have to increase my prices. I have to, because I'm literally stealing the people. They're going to Entrasoft almost at least 2 or 3 times a week. Somebody is 2 or 3 times a week. And they're getting their snapshot and they're bringing it from Entrasoft and putting it into my systems. And they're not liking it. Dude, they're like flagging my accounts. I got one account already flagged from a whole community of people over there, of Entre people. And this is live. I don't care. I'm recording it. But they literally hazed my account and flagged every video. I got a lot of them back, but you get a certain amount of violations and then they stick, then you'll lose your account. Well, I lost an account that had 130,000 followers on TikTok. That was just, the account was just screaming, man. It was alive. Like I post something, it would just jump, right? So it was like one of my best accounts, and they went and hammered that account. And within a week, it was like, no more account. So either way, I'm gonna keep my finger down. I'm still charging $97 a month for my software, and I will increase it in the future. There will be different models to it or different levels, but right now I'm still ruffling feathers, and I like it.
I love it. I think part of it is that resistance. You're trying to give away value or help people. That's what you
It's
generally
funny.
want to do. It's fear and greed, right? Fear and greed comes into people. But when you give away value, man, it's going to come back to you tenfold. So I love it. I love what you're doing.
Every time, between somebody that's going to try to sell you something and somebody that helped you out for free and that spent 10 minutes of your time with them, they're going to come back to you every time, unless you don't follow up correctly and maybe they lose thought or remember, and then all of a sudden this person was good on their follow-up game. That happens a lot. Your follow-up super, super, super important. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, as we're wrapping up the episode here, why don't you let people know where it is that they can reach out to you if they want to learn more about your offer that you have coming up here and, connect in general. That'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. You can find me on Facebook. It's Eric Forner, or just Passive Income Blueprints. You'll find me on there. You can go to Passive 10K Eric on TikTok. YouTube is Passive Income Blueprints. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook. I do have my offer coming out. If you want to get it now, you can. I have 4 modules already completed in the course, or 3 modules already completed in the course. So there's a total of 25 videos ready for people to jump in. So when they're not going to be stagnant, they're going to see construction signs going all the way down. So after I bring them in, you guys can come in and definitely go through the course, or you or whoever. But just find me on Facebook, Eric Forner, EricForner, like it's spelled in the bottom there. But at the end of the day, reach out to these guys here, John and Chris. They're really good, cool guys, man. Maybe I want to hear your guys' story too, and why you guys decided to jump into this space and, kind of do that thing.
Yeah, we'll share our story. How's that?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. So at the end of the day, happy Friday to everyone. Halloween's coming up. So, stay safe out there. Don't buy any bad candy, guys. Or don't get any bad candy. So yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I truly do. And I can't wait till your business grows and flourishes, whatever direction it goes. I got your back in the whole situation. And yeah.
Appreciate it, Eric.
This has
been a pleasure.
100%, man. You guys are good guys.
You too.
Thanks, bud.